Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Welcome to your weekly forecast of July 1st through the 7th. I am Sarah with Life with Training Wheels, where we explore astrology, tarot, and spiritual growth tools to help you stay grounded and inspired while you ride the waves of transformation. If this sounds like something that you are interested in, hit the like and subscribe button so you don't miss any of the upcoming weekly astrology, daily tarot prompts, and transformational content that I've got planned this month. And if you're new here, thanks for joining. I'm so glad you found your way. If you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. So if you haven't watched my, especially if you're new to me, if you haven't watched my collective reading for this week, I highly encourage you. I'll link it right here. I encourage you to watch that before this one to get the overall energetic makeup of this week for the collective. But otherwise, we'll just get into it for your sign. So just a quick overview. Nothing is going on July 1st through the 3rd, so you aren't missing anything that I am posting this on July 2nd. July 4th is really when this week kicks off and when July kicks off, and it kicks off with a bang. We have Venus meeting up with Uranus in the final degree of Taurus, so that is a big breakthrough, big shakeup. And then shortly after that, Venus will enter Gemini. And then Neptune is going to be stationing retrograde. That's all on July 4th. Then July 6th, we have Venus in Gemini making a sextile to Saturn and Neptune in Aries. And then July 7th, we have Uranus entering Gemini, which marks the beginning of an enormous collective shift, as well as a personal shift. And Venus will also be trining Pluto in Aquarius. So Venus is having a very active week. So very active week for our love and money type things. And then wherever Gemini is in your chart, which we'll get into in just a minute, is also having a big week. So the themes for you this week are belief breakthroughs, career calling, and soul-aligned strategy. So belief breakthroughs is because the Venus-Uranus conjunction is happening in your 9th house of belief systems. The bolt of lightning basically is hitting your beliefs, your spiritual outlook, or your desire to travel or study. Those are the types of things that the 9th house represents. So, you know, you've been having over the last 7 to 8 years, Uranus has been traveling this area of your house, your life. So you likely have been having some big sudden shifts in your belief system, maybe higher education, higher learning, spiritual growth, maybe travel for some of you. You know, a lot of things. It's been a very active, very dynamic, very up and down kind of breaking out of the box, right? Maybe with your belief systems, you have been over the last 7 to 8 years breaking out of box that perhaps you grew up in. That type of revolution has been happening in your 9th house, and this is the final act of that. So with Venus meeting up with Taurus, that is, you know, perhaps a final shakeup, final clarity, final shift in beliefs around our money and relationships. And it rules foreign people too. So perhaps there's some foreign person that's going to show up or that's going to leave, or shortly after this final shakeup occurs in your 9th house of beliefs, then Venus will be moving into Gemini, your 10th house. So that's why your career calling. So this can make you extra attractive in your career or public work, public reputation, whatever your public image is. you're gonna be seen more basically for all of July, because Venus is traveling through Gemini until the end of the month. It'll be here until July 30th. So you're going to be more magnetic in your career if you're working, or just however else you are seen, whatever your public image is. You're going to be more visible. You're going to be more magnetic. Things are going to just be better in that area. So Neptune is going to go retrograde in your 8th house, which might bring a deep reworking of entanglements and old fears. 8th house is our fears. It's the house of transformation. It's the house of our, our dark parts. The house of shadow work, transformation, intimacy. I often, think that intimacy starts within. Like, how intimate are you willing to be with yourself? You can only be intimate with others to the level of intimacy that you are willing to be with yourself. Are you willing to go into those dark places, look at your fears, look at those things that you might be ashamed of and things like that? And so Neptune going retrograde is in the 8th house is kind of reworking those things, perhaps shining light on fears and things like that. And with Venus, so that's just overall a chance to rework that. It'll be retrograde through, I believe, October before it moves back into Pisces. So a chance to really rework and revisit things that have been coming up for you in the 8th house in that area. And then Venus, with the Venus sextile here, this could be an opportunity to build better boundaries around your work, around your relationships, around your finances even. Better boundaries around that. But it's a really supportive energy. So, perhaps even Venus here, this magnetism that you're feeling in your public role could, help you kind of get clarity on these fears or whatever that you have in your 8th house of shared resources, finances, and intimacy, and death and things like that. Is the house of sex, death, and transformation. And then on the 7th, we have Venus trining Pluto in Aquarius in your 6th house. And the 6th house is about our daily habits, work, routine, things like that. So this could potentially be, empowerment. Pluto is like a planet of power and magnetism. So there could be some empowerment or transformation through work, possibly even a new title or a new project or something like that. Or it could just be transformation in your daily habits and routines that supports your work or your public role. 6th house is also service to others. So maybe, you just are developing a new role, or there's some type of transformation in how you are showing up in the world, something like that. And then Uranus moves into Gemini as well, which will bring, over the last 7 to 8 years, you've had these shakeups in your belief systems and things like that. Well, now that same type of energy, that wanting to break out of the box, do something different, wanting to liberate yourself from something, as well as just unpredictability, like things starting out one way and ending another way 7 years down the road. That energy is moving into your 10th house of career and public image over the next 7 to 8 years. So this could mean that you have wild shifts in your career space, leaving old jobs, getting new jobs, potentially even entirely new type of career. Or if you're not working, this could just be the way you are seen in the world, the roles you play in the world could be taking, you know, massively different roles over the next 7 to 8 years. So, you know, perhaps going from working to a stay-at-home mom, or working to retired, or retired without a cause to retired with a cause, or you know, something like that. There's, over the next 7 to 8 years, there's going to be a lot of shifts in your outward face into the world. And keep your eyes out for, I do plan on doing like Uranus through all the signs, Jupiter through all the signs, Neptune through all the signs. But it's taking a long time to get to all of them because there's so many big planetary shifts going on this year. So I don't know which one to start with, but keep your eyes out. I do plan on doing a Uranus through the houses to go deeper into what you might be able to expect over the next 7 to 8 years with these shakeups. So now I am going to pull a card for my Virgos. And I am using my Light Seers Tarot deck. It is one of my favorites. If you are interested in purchasing this deck, I do have a link in the description below if I remember to put it there. But the question that I'm asking for everyone this week is, with all this Uranus energy, all this unpredictable energy, as well as Uranus rules the nervous system, so we could be feeling a lot more anxiety or just like energetic, like, you know, like restless type energy. So I want to ask, how can my Virgo people best ground into the energy of the week? Best stay grounded during the chaotic energy of the week. Okay, what came out is Four of Swords. So this is really a card about rest, taking it easy. So the recommendation here for my Virgos is pretty simple. Take care of yourself. If you feel the nervous tension, the nervous energy, if you feel overwhelmed with, you know, the sudden changes in your belief system and you need a while to process it, if you're noticing shifts already in your career and you need like just to take a moment to think about it or whatever, go ahead and do that. Go ahead and take a nap. You know, this card just signifies that this is a time of rest and a time of basically receiving, like a time of not doing anything, just letting things come to you. So that would be my recommendation. Like if things are coming up for you, or if you're feeling this restless energy, you know, like some of the other signs, Taurus, Taurus, I think the recommendation was to move, to exercise, to things like that. Your recommendation is just to rest, to be still, to process. So if that feels right for you, definitely do that. This is a confirmation that if that feels right for you, definitely do it. Let me know in the comments below how that does resonate for you. As well as I would love it if you would join me over in the community tab for the Tarot for Growth Challenge, which I'll tell you about in just a minute. So yeah, this week kicks off some seriously big shifts. It's big energy, and if you're feeling it, you definitely are not alone. I've got a few offers going on to support you through it with more clarity and purpose. Number one, if you don't know whether you should look for your rising sun or moon, why you resonate with one more than another, when you think you should or shouldn't, those types of things, I do have a quick little just check-in that I can do with you to look at those specific things and why you might resonate with one more than another, which ones might be most beneficial for you to watch in these types of videos to get the most benefit for you. And then if you also are wanting to see how this energy, like if you're really feeling it strongly and want to see if it's hitting any of your natal planets and don't know how to do that, I do have a quick reading available for that. It doesn't go into your natal chart or anything. It's just kind of a quick, okay, this energy, this current energy right now is impacting you specifically in this way, is lighting up these areas of your life. So just to kind of provide confirmation and to provide kind of some guidance on how best to walk through the current energy. And then I'm really excited about, this is my 3rd month doing the Tarot for Growth Challenge. And I really love this. I use tarot mostly for like inner self growth, shadow work, just getting to know myself better, helping me walk through the energy, walk through whatever it is I'm going through. And this month I have aligned the daily questions with what's going on in the astrology so beautifully. The questions are really transformative, and I'm really excited about journeying through them this month as well. So you can see the daily questions posted in my community tab if you do want to follow along, or in the link below I do have a calendar PDF of the full 31 days that you can download and get all of it at once, so you can work through it at your own pace. If you haven't checked out my summer solstice and Cancer season video, I encourage you to check that out. It is for the summer solstice and beginning of Cancer season, but it really is the energetic blueprint of the whole summer season. So even everything we're going through now, it has the energetic underpinnings of the summer solstice and beginning of Cancer season. So the offers that I created for that are still applicable now. So I have a free journal prompt, a 29-page guided workbook to really help you with the energy of the season, 2 different tiers of personalized astrology readings, and a tarot reading offered kind of geared around the energetic blueprint of the summer season. And then I also am continuing to promote and just talk about men's mental health. Men's Mental Health Month, June, is clearly now over, but men's mental health is not. That's a year-round thing. So I created some offers. I think our men aren't seen and aren't, they aren't allowed to have emotions and things like that, and I think it really does a disservice to us as a society. I think that our men just are not seen. They are expected to not have emotion, and when they do express emotion, like, they're treated badly for it and things like that. And so I created some packages mostly just to witness them, but also to help them understand what their energetic, what their emotional blueprint is, how best to work with their emotions, where their strengths are, and just how to move through it, right? Because we all have emotions and we all need to know how to move through them. And I don't think our men are, number one, taught how to move through their emotions, but they also are not, allowed to. So this is really just recognizing and honoring them, and maybe helping guide them to learn how to work through their emotions, what their energetic blueprint of that is. And then I also have an add-on for it for their support person, their significant other, their spouse, whoever it may be, even children, based on their astrology, to just help the support people in their lives know what their energetic blueprint is and how best they can support them, especially if they're going through a tough time, because I think a lot of times it's hard for men to ask for help as well. And so this is just something that you can have, that like a little guidebook to to the man in your life to understand how to better support him when he needs your support the most. So check the link in the descriptions below for all those offers if you are interested. And if anything in this video resonated, drop a comment below and let me know, your rising sign, what you're looking forward to this week, etc. I certainly love hearing from you. And if you've made it this far, I really appreciate you watching. Remember, this week isn't just happening to you, it is happening for you. You've got this. And until next time, stay grounded, stay open, and keep listening to your inner guidance.